How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. I'm not even going to say their band name because, Ryan, thank you for giving me another band name I can't pronunciate. So I'm just going to let them do it. So they can say their names and what they do in the band and their band name and all that stuff.
You can go first.
I'm Tyler. I play guitar and do some vocals in Perelandra.
I am Justin, and I am the clean singer of Perelandra. That's how you pronounce it, Perelandra.
Perelandra. I'm going to definitely not mess that up for sure. I can't guarantee it. But shout outs to, again, Ryan, the man, the myth, the legend. I love that dude. So big salutes. But I had the opportunity to take a listen to your EP, Searching for Separation. You guys can check that out in the links in the description. You know, I'm always going to give it a shout out. So this is going to be the first and of many times that I'm going to say that. But I was really stoked because Ryan softball pitched this to me and was like, "Hey, do you like electronic music? Do you like metalcore?" And I was like, "Come on, dude. Do you really? Like, you're going to be asking me this? Of course I love that." And he was like, "All right, well, let me see if I can send you their EP." And I was like, "No, it's no problem. I'll go check it out. Is it on Spotify?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I went to go give it a listen to on Spotify, and I was like, "This is right up my alley. This is exactly." He couldn't have said it any better. I really enjoyed listening to it from front to back, so I would highly recommend people giving it a listen if you haven't checked it out yet. But I also am just a huge nerd about bands, so I wanted to know how you guys started out. What is kind of like the origin story of your band and how you guys formed? You know, feel free to take as much time as you like.
Well, okay, so it kind of started during the pandemic a little bit. So we'll start by saying Tyler and I are cousins. So we grew up together. We started kind of getting into music together at like 14 years old. I think we both got our first guitar and bass that Christmas at 14. And yeah, we just kind of grew up with music. He kind of stuck with it. I fell out of it a little bit. And one day he just kind of approached me. He's like, "Justin, I have a guitarist for you. Just start a band. You like to sing? Just start a band." And I'm like, "Okay. I don't know how this is going to go, but we'll just start it." And then a couple weeks after, me and Ryan, our other guitarist, kind of meet up and start writing on this very couch and just brainstorming some stuff. We get our drummer, Jake. He told me, he wasn't even in the band at this point. He's just kind of like
managing. Yeah.
Here's this Jake guy. He was in this other band, and he's not in this band anymore, so hit him up. I'm like, okay, I don't know him, but sure. I'm like, "Hey, Jake, we've been a band for about 2 minutes. Do you want to join?" He's like, "Yes." And yeah, I mean, the rest is kind of history. Over time, like, Tyler ended up caving in and joining the band because he was working with another project at that point.
Yeah, I was writing you guys songs that I didn't want to use for my other band.
Right. And we got Tyler, we got Scott, we got Cam, which really solidified our sound. And Cam being our screamer, he kind of helped us really figure out what we could be, all kind of working together as musicians and what our sound could be together. So I'd say that's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, I like how Tyler was just like the master puppeteer and was like, "Hey, listen, we're gonna make a sick band, and I'm gonna find these people and we're gonna put them together, and it's gonna work." You know.
Yeah, I remember Tyler got.
Yeah, and like all the songs, like I was writing songs for my other band that I was in that I didn't think fit, so I'd just be like, "Here, you guys use these." And then we didn't have a screamer for the first song, Autopilot.
Okay.
So I just cracked vocals. I'm like, "Okay, I'll be in the band." And then we were at a bar, and I knew my friend Cam for a long time, and he's never been in a band, but he's always had like really cool screams. So I was like, "Here, you want an opportunity to be in a band? Here you go." So we're all at a bar drunk.
It's funny, like 15 minminutes.
We're like listening to a crappy cover I recorded of Cam doing like Wage War.
Oh my God.
And I look at Cam, I've known him for 20 minutes at this point, and I'm just like, "You want to scream in our band, man?" And he's like, "Yeah." And there you go.
No, I think it's great. Like I would have never I don't think I would have ever placed that you guys had like formulated in that way. I just thought maybe obviously is very organic in the way that you guys went about it was just it worked out, and I'm obviously best fingers forward going, seeing what's going on. But uh I was very surprised because I think Ryan, your dude, I think he like undersold me and my dude. I love Ryan, shout outs. But I feel like he really undersold me your sound. Like I was like, okay, electronic, like metalcore, like kind of gave me like the bare bones of it. And I was like, I'm cool with that. I love when people just say like, hey, you should check this group out and you should have them on. And I was like, all right, I feel like he wants me to do my homework and check it out. So I was like, let me put it on my headphones and like listen to it while I'm like making dinner. And like I get to the first song, Never Going Back, and I was like, okay, I get it. And then as the songs kept progressing along in the EP, I was like, this is getting better. I don't know how this is getting better. And then basically once I got to, I would say, Back Down to Nothing was like where I was like, okay, we're getting high up there. And then I would say my personal favorite was Taste of Betrayal. I feel like that one to me was like, I was like, this is it. This is hidden, right? And like it was so impressive to me how like I feel like electronic metalcore music is like, I don't want to say it's been quiet because I think there's definitely groups that are out there that are doing it and they're doing it well, but I feel like it's almost like, no, we can't do it, we're not doing it, like it's almost like a taboo kind of thing. And I was really stoked that this one, like especially Taste of Betrayal, I was like, this is like, we're going full into the deep end. We're hitting you with some like cool electronic stuff. We're hitting you with like really sick guitar work. Shout outs to Cam, like he's a fantastic screamer, and I really enjoyed like the nuance of his screaming. And then obviously Justin, your vocals really kind of like cut through the mix super well too. And I was really really shocked. And then once we got back to the last track, A Chance to Live Forever, which is like I would argue one of the heaviest songs on the EP, if I have to, if I had to, if I had to say so. But I think it's so well rounded that I almost like instinctually was like, let me just give it another listen. And I looked at my watch and I was like, oh shit, I got to be on to do this. So I can't listen to it again. But I would have definitely given another spin if I didn't know I had obviously had this interview to do. But I think it was so cohesive for a group that I like had no information on. Like I think you guys really knocked it out of the park, and like I'm really stoked that I hope people give your group a chance and obviously give the EP a listen because it gave me like old and new like Born of Osiris, which is great. I feel like there's not a lot of groups that do that stuff. I would also say more specifically Save Your Breath gave me like old Icy Stars vibes, like Digital Renegade, like OG stuff. And I was like, okay, that's my bread and butter. I love that stuff. And then obviously, I think Justin mentioned it, Wage War, with Cam doing like a Wage War cover. I feel like you guys kind of have that, especially with the choruses, give me like big Wage War choruses. And, we love big Wage War choruses here. So I think you guys crushed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, when it comes to the music, I'll kind of let Tyler take the lead on that, but I will say like the way like I think we all kind of view it as a whole in a nutshell is like, one, we just want to have fun and write the music that
Sure.
he like if he or Ryan just are messing with the riff, like the way they work off of each other and bounce off each other to get from this raw thing to the final product is really awesome to see. And then I think the second thing would just be like playing to each other's strengths. Like we all know what we bring to the table, even though a lot of us are new at this. Most of us are new at this. I think that there's a lot in using 6 different creative minds to really refine a song and to get it to where it should be. But as far as the musical aspects and stuff, especially Taste of Betrayal, like I'll let Tyler talk about that because that's his favorite track on the EP as well.
Okay. What's your favorites, Justin? What's your favorite song on the EP?
So it's tough because I have a favorite to listen to and I have a favorite to perform.
Okay.
My favorite to listen to would probably be Better. I'm
okay.
I'm a sucker for like the radio style, like the catchy, clean melodies. Like I'm a big Johnny Craig and Tyler Carter, like the very smooth vocal poppy melodies. But my favorite to perform would definitely be Back Down to Nothing. Like the crowd energy with that is pretty awesome.
Tyler,
you want to talk about some music now?
Well, like when it comes to like writing the music, like was you giving out all those bands, my idea for every song is like I put all my favorite bands from like 2009 to 2015 and just make it into a song. So that's why like a lot of the songs, they give those vibes, and they also like don't really sound quite the same to each other, because it's like I don't write for the sound of a band. Like it's not like my sound. I just put it all together and then send it to them and then see what they do with it.
Yeah.
And, go ahead.
Go on. Whoever was talking, I don't want to.
Yeah, and a quick shout out to our friend Andrew Laffin, because he helps Cam and I a lot with the lyrics and stuff.
Cool.
He's not a member of the band, but definitely a very close part of the team. And he for him to kind of take me under his wing as a writer, and Cam as well, both being new at this, to really help refine who we are as writers and getting our message across in the right way. Like, I'm very appreciative of that, because we have so many people dedicated to getting this music to what it is in the end,
Yeah, I don't think I would have ever guessed that, if I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't think I would have ever thought, like, man, these guys are rookies. They're, like they're new at putting a band together. Like, it worked out so well where I didn't feel like at any point listening through the EP, I was like, you know what? Something could have changed here. Like I think, maybe this part could have been different. Like, I mean, obviously I feel like anybody could objectively say if something fits or not, but I genuinely was like, this is extremely well written. If this is like their first debut work, then like I would have never guessed that. So for you guys to kind of come out the gate swinging, I think is really impressive. And I think it also makes me kind of like think, well, how are you guys going to kind of one up yourselves on the next release? And I think that's kind of, I imagine that's a looming question for you guys to figure out as well. But like, to me, to me, I was like, this is really good, and I'm very curious of like how they're gonna pivot, what's gonna happen next, because I think oftentimes like groups, especially the ones that I like, really kind of take a hard listen to. I want to make sure like, where do I feel like they're going? Where do I think they're gonna be heading? Like, and so I have a good feeling you guys are gonna be moving in a really interesting direction. In terms of searching for separation, how long of a time frame has it been from like when you guys first started doing like demos? I know Tyler said he's been working on stuff that obviously didn't make it into his other projects. So how long of a process has it been for you guys to kind of put it all together to obviously release Searching for Separation?
I would say, well, actually the first song that was written was Autopilot, and
well, that's not on the EP. Never Going Back.
Oh, that's
first
right.
One on the EP.
My bad.
You're good.
So it's probably pretty much been about 2 years, the whole span of like writing them, because I pulled songs from like my old project and put it together. And I think we finished recording it and mixing it about over a year ago.
No, we finished. We got our masters back the end of January of this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the demo started like around a year and a half, 2 years ago. And that's around the time when Ryan started. I mean, Ryan and Tyler have been close for a while, and that's when he kind of started taking an interest in us, and he picked us up with Pinup Artist Management, which we're super freaking thankful for, because he really helped us see what we should be doing as far as releasing this music and how we're putting it out, and not just kind of like throwing stuff out there and being like, here's hoping, right? Like, actually taking the time to invest in quality content and everything we need to make the release a success and get us off the ground a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to see, like, especially because I know he works his ass off too. But like, I think for me, it's like for him to kind of reach out to me and just say like, "Hey, I'm working with this group. Like, would you like to have them on?" And I'm like, "Of course, I would love to have them on." But I think for me, it's like impressive that no matter how long I've been doing this for, which will be like 8 years in a couple months, which is crazy to me. Um, I like would have never found out about your band otherwise, I don't think, unless you guys played like Philadelphia, like to me it's like really impressive that there's like always going to be a constant flow of like great talent that can show up in my backyard or like people from like across the world. And so I love that. And I checked out your Spotify and I saw like people from across the globe are like listening to your group, which is insane to
Yeah,
me. So
that's it.
I wanted to ask how the reception's been, in terms of people like finding out about your band and like kind of, you know, obviously having the EP out now, like how has the reception been in terms of people that have been with you for since the beginning or like people that just found out about you yesterday, like me?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. Like, there's no complaints on this end or any, like, it's kind of been a little surreal because I don't think any of us were really expecting it to be what it is. But like, the EP's pretty close to 100,000 streams on Spotify
Ooh.
now, which is pretty
Kudos.
awesome. Like,
Yeah.
that's a milestone that we never thought we'd hit. We started this release at, what was it, like 300 monthlies? I think 300 monthlies with like 200 Spotify followers, and now end of this release cycle, we're sitting at around 5,000 with close to 1,200 followers on Spotify. Like, we've seen growth on all of our social media platforms. The coolest moment I think for me is that in shipping out all of our pre-order merchandise, because we ran a little pre-order sale for our EP, our website doesn't allow us to ship out of country. So somebody reached out to our Instagram from France and was like, "Hey, like, I came across your guys' music.
Oh, that's awesome.
You guys are sick. Like, is there any way I can order merchandise?" And I'm like, "Dude, absolutely. Like, don't worry about shipping or nothing. Like, I will get this to you." And then just yesterday, he sent the band a picture, the Instagram of the picture of him wearing the merchandise. And he's like, "I can't wait to show everybody." I'm like, this is what it's all about, just making these connections with people all across the world, and hopefully, getting ready to tour to go meet these people, and whether they're in state, hopefully at some point out of country, sky's hopefully the limit. We just got to keep working.
Yeah. Well, obviously, best positive affirmations. I'm big on that here. So I love to see it. And like, I think certainly, like, not to just to your guys' horn again, but like, truly, I think the EP is great. So I think if you guys have not given it a listen, you can go check below. I already given them a follow on Spotify, so I got to go subscribe to their YouTube channel, which I'll leave links below. Go do it. If you're not doing it, then like, listen, I want to see you be like, "Oh my god, I knew about this band back when were on Audio Addiction in 2023." Yeah, so there you go. I just want to put that out there just for all you haters. Listen, I'm trying to get on the ground. I'm trying to get everyone here on the ground level, so they find out about your band and they're like, "This is the next thing." It's always good.
You said you're from Philly?
Huh?
You said you're from Philly?
I am from Philly, yes.
We're definitely trying to play out that way next year. So
I know. Well, I shout outs to your also local homies, Destroy Create. I've been trying to get them to come to Philadelphia. So I mean, listen, Destroy Create, if you're watching this, I'm just saying. I mean, you guys got to do a tour together, and you got to come to Philly. That's. I think it's a done deal. I don't know who I have to ask. I'm gonna ask Ryan. Ryan. You know what to do, man. You know what I do. You know what I'm asking for. All right. I don't ask for a lot, but I'm gonna ask for this. So you can grant me that wish. That'd be sick. But next question, guys, is who kind of got you started out on your respective instrument? Like, who was somebody you watched on like TV or on YouTube and you're like inspired you to either like pick up the guitar or start singing? Is there anybody that like comes to mind, or maybe like family members, friends, somebody you know that you're like, man, it'd be cool to be like write music and be an instrumentalist or like a vocalist, whatever?
For me, it was like the first like metalcore album I ever listened to that like got me into heavier music was Stand Up and Scream. So I was like, okay, I love Asking Alexandria now, and I like in my 14-year-old emo days I was like, okay, I want to be Ben Bruce. So like I got the haircut, I got my him, and I learned how to play guitar. Literally, like I never got lessons just from learning that album as a whole, and just that. And then after that, I discovered Ice Nine Kills and like how they're even pretty much local. So after that, it was like, okay, that's who I want to be.
Yeah.
So everything I've written is basically inspired by them for the most part. And like even the producer who helped produce and co-write the EP, Justin DeBleek, he was the guitarist and vocalist for Ice Nine. So shout out to him. He's the man. Love that dude.
Justin. Love it.
Yeah, for me, it was kind of a different approach because I've always like liked singing. I was very into like pop music when I was a kid. Like my mom, she raised me on like the Backstreet Boys and Boyz II Men, you know, and like I'm not even gonna lie, like I'll still mess with some of their music to this day. Like it's not bad, but like I took a lot of just inspiration in singing from like those poppy, catchier kind of radio friendly melodies, and then around like middle school I started to get into like the Fall Out Boy, the Paramore, and slowly progressed to like Pierce the Veil, then Asking, then Ice Nine, then all the way to where we are today, and freaking we got so many insane national acts right now. But yeah, I think it really all stemmed from like those like boy bands, and then like Justin Bieber, and you know, just like
yeah.
I always liked to sing, and I never had any like lessons or anything. I just kind of always did what felt right, and struggled to kind of like find confidence within singing, especially singing in front of other people. So I thank this guy all the time for help breaking that shell, because you know I'm doing what I love more than anything.
Oh yeah, because I came over to visit you, and I made you record a Post Malone.
Yeah, we recorded I Fall Apart by Post Malone.
Oh, like, yeah.
We recorded a vocal cover of me doing that, and that's what like just got me back into singing. I'm like, wow, all right, screw it, let's start this band. And yeah, I'm grateful for that. So I don't really have a specific inspiration, just like all those.
No, yeah, I think that I didn't really pick up on that initially, but now like my brain is like going into like Jimmy Neutron brain blast, and I was like, wait a second. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, some of these melodies are like very like pop oriented, and I didn't really pick up on that when I was listening, and maybe it was just because I was doing other stuff. But like now, I'm gonna go back and listen, and I'm gonna try to internalize it and figure it out. But I think that's great. You know, as someone who also like I'm going to be 31 in 2024, which is wild to me. But I love listen, I love like boy groups. Like I think it's like the 90s. That's like quintessential Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, like all of them.
There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. It hits.
Tyler may have a different opinion.
My first concert was
yes, that is true. His first concert was Big Time Rush.
That's amazing. Oh my god. It's great. Like, and to me, I think you guys, I think to me, like the best way that I could kind of describe your group is just like there is this kind of like one foot is like in the past in terms of like certain sounds that I'm like, I kind of just have this sort of nostalgia and my brain starts like buzzing from like, oh my God, I remember this like thing, or it has a similar sort of like styling that I'm like, I haven't heard this in so long. Right. And then on top of that, I also feel like you guys have like a leg in the like modern current metalcore sound where I'm like, this doesn't sound like it was recorded back in like the early to mid 20s, and like, but I also feel like it's it's like there's something inherently special about like the way that you guys kind of keep one foot in both lanes, and so I wanted to give you the kudos for that, because I think often it's easy to just like be campy and fall into that category of like being like, if we're doing it, we're going full on and we're gonna just go, crab core, we're gonna go nuts,
Yeah.
and then there's ones where it's just like, obviously there's no influence of that whatsoever, and you're just a modern metalcore group. So I like the fact that there's this level of honesty that you're like, we want to pay homage to these groups, we want to pay homage to like what we love, but we also want to let you know that this stuff was like made in 2023, and that it still has this sort of like polish, it has this sort of writing style that is very like akin to modern metalcore right now. I think another group that I didn't even think of putting in the list here, but I'll do it now, is like Electric Callboy. I feel like you guys kind of, I think you guys obviously kind of keep in that same sort of territory of like having that sort of like nostalgia of like electronic music, but also still saying like, hey, we want to have just like this fucking nuts breakdown part here, and we're gonna do it,
Yeah, I'm very happy you said that, because personally, like, he can attest, anybody in the band can attest. Like, I said this from the beginning, like, I want so badly to like have that little bit of nostalgic feel, of like that old school, like 2008 to 12 kind of era of metal.
Yeah.
I'm also still keeping it modern and fresh, and still trying to do something that, maybe other people aren't doing so much, try to find our sound within the nostalgia. And that it just makes me happy you said that, because like you get it.
Yeah, and I don't think it's hard to, at least from my perspective, and again, I've been listening to music for quite a bit, so maybe I'm speaking on my own terms here, but I think it's like it was very easy for me to kind of put the dots together. Like it was like you guys have this love of like, Asking Alexandria, Attack, like Casino Madrid, like some like really old, like Everyone Dies in Utah, like all of these like OG, like classic electronic core groups that I'm like, I love these groups. These are like, the Attack Attack self title is like one of my favorite albums of all time, which is, I think, shocks people because they're like, you're gonna put that album in one of your favorites of all time. I'm like, that is pure
Fun album.
nostalgia, pure nostalgia, but it's like, but I think like, again, I think your guys are following in a great footstep, which is I think what Electric Callboy is doing, which is that like having that sort of old school flair, but also keeping it modern. So I love that, and obviously I hope that continue. I imagine that will continue on as the group continues, but the next question I have for you guys is keeping it more current right now. What are you guys jamming? What are you listening to? I know we're at the end of the year, so everybody's doing their end of the year albums and stuff, of course. But do you have any that come to mind right now?
You want to go first?
Well, it's for me. It's not a lot of like the new albums that are my what I've been listening to. I do really love the Silent Planet's new album. I think that's my album of the year. They really took it up a notch with their instrumentals and all that. But I stick to a lot of like the old, like just flat out emo post hardcore albums.
Oh.
Like I love what's it called? Can't think of it right now. I can see the album name or album art, but mind blank. Give me a minute.
What is that album art, Tyler? Maybe I can help you out.
I'll just look through. The album I've been listening to repeat constantly is Kingdoms by Broadway.
Oh, bro.
Like,
oh,
I'm just. I guess the best way to say less. The singer singing as high as possible. That's mainly what I listen to.
So good.
Yeah, you love high pitched singers. I've actually I haven't paid too much attention to like bigger acts this year. I've actually been jamming out to a bunch of local acts I've come across with playing together at shows and meeting them, on Facebook or wherever we end up coming, crossing paths or whatever. But I'm really digging the local scene right now. Like, there's a lot of really good bands, a lot, and it's pretty awesome to see and kind of like take a break from like all the big bands that we hear a lot. Just kind of appreciate the other guys who are trying to get a hustle and make it happen, and especially when the music's freaking good. Like, there's a lot of really good local talent right now.
Oh yeah,
I could name
is there any you can shout out? Yeah.
Tomorrow, of course, if not for me, from Rochester, especially his old band, Ryan of Aphasia, is killing it right now. Destroy Crate, obviously, they're putting out great music right now, and there's so many more that I could probably name, but I feel like if I list too many more, I'll start leaving some people out, and I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
That is the curse of local. I feel that. That's like, they're like, oh, why didn't you mention my band? And I'm like, listen, man, if you understood however much music that I consume in a year, it's not offense to anybody. Like I get you, Justin.
I appreciate it.
Shout out to all those great locals. I'll have to check them out. If you're watching this and you're one of those local bands, hit me up, DM me. We'd love to have you on. So shout outs to the local scene. But next question, guys, is a fun one. If you guys could pick a song to cover, what would it be?
You first.
Me first?
Yeah, keep putting me first.
All right. Cool. Like live or like a recording?
Like if you just record, like if you went in the studio and you're like, hey guys, we're gonna record a cover. This is what we're doing.
This is a tough one. God. I'd probably.
I have mine.
Go for yours. I'm still
E.T. by Katy Perry and
Kanye West. I'm trying to think of something that like hasn't really been done. Has that one been done? Or no? Am I thinking of Dark Horse?
You're probably thinking of Dark Horse. Yeah, Dark Horse has been done a lot of times.
Maybe once.
I have to jump.
Every time I hear it, I think it's like, man, imagine this is like a metalcore cover. That'd be sick.
Okay.
Personally, going back on the Backstreet Boys. Do you know the song "The Call"?
Oh, yes.
I want to do a metalcore cover of that song. I think it'd be super sick if done right. And my mom would really appreciate it. So it's like two things that would be super sick. So I think that would be the one.
That's man, I haven't heard that song. Now I'm gonna have to go listen to that.
I'm
gonna go listen to that later. But yeah, wow, that would be good. I did see this crazy like. I don't remember the Instagram handle, so I do apologize. But there was this one guy that did like a Backstreet Boys metalcore like thing on Instagram, and I was like, dude, this fucks. Like, this is so good, and I want to give him a shout out. I'll put it in post if I figure out who it is.
Yeah, that's me.
But I will send it to you, Justin, for 100%. But he crushed it, and I was like, dude, this needs to be a song. Like, somebody needs to cover this whole thing, and like, you're gonna have to get like a feature on it or something. I don't know, whatever. But like, this sounds insane and deserves to be like an actual like fully done cover. So I don't know, but listen, any opportunity to hear like a classic 90s like boy band group, your boy's about it. So I can get behind that. Though I will say I do like Tyler's Choice as well. I'm not the biggest Katy Perry fan, but I feel like that one hits. I would be about it.
Yeah, it would be fun for sure. He might just start trying to write it now after this.
I wouldn't be surprised. But if you guys have any suggestions, leave them down in the comment section below. I can't guarantee they'll do it, but like, again, a polite suggestion goes a long way. So, if you want to drop your comments.
Not anything.
Not most things. Okay. Within reason. I'm just gonna say that. So.
$10 $20.
Yeah.
Give us a good one. But the next question I have for you guys is another fun one. What is your favorite food to eat? What's your go-to?
I'm rocking Philly wraps right now, like Philly cheesesteak wraps.
Ooh, okay.
And like my go-to meal for like a good month.
I respect that.
God.
This is the one he's gonna take 2 minutes on now.
I could always eat a pizza. That's.
I feel like pizza's such a cop out.
Yeah,
answer.
I know, but like, I don't know. I really like pho.
Oh, that's a good choice. That is a good choice.
But I don't have enough. I don't have the opportunity to eat that a lot. So
yeah, that's true. Well, Tyler, are you just gonna eat a plain pizza, or are you putting toppings on this?
Honestly, well, my go-to if I order it, it's just gonna be a well-done pizza with just cheese and extra sauce, or I'll just put all veggies on it. I don't really like pepperoni on pizza. But
wait, no. That wasn't I wasn't making the face of the veggies. You're gonna tell me you have a well-done pizza? Like, is that thing cooked? Like, is it cooked? Like, cooked?
Yeah, well, like just crispy. Like you don't want like a soggy pizza, you know?
Yes, you do.
I don't know. Like if you can put the least amount of things on a pizza and it still tastes great, that's fine.
Like the grease ain't dripping off of it for me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I agree with Justin on this one. I don't know if I want I don't know if I want like a hockey puck.
Right.
No,
like,
I would
like like I don't want it just straight. Like you hold it up and it's still like straight across. I feel like that's rough.
Yeah,
that's not the. You're saying the extreme.
Dude, well, listen, you said well done, so I got to read between the lines. So
it takes about 20 minutes for the pizza to go through the oven. Give it another 7 minutes. That's my well done.
Oh,
just give
okay.
a little.
That's fine. Okay. I'll retract my statement of my hate to Tyler. I feel like that makes more sense. I thought you were saying like, all right, they run it through the first time, and you're like, hey, can you run it through again, like for another like 20 minutes? Like, no,
let's do it again.
Just do it again. It's just like engulfed. It's just engulfed in flames. Yeah, the Adam Driver.
This shop is literally on fire. Keep it going.
It's like keep it going. It needs to be burnt. It needs to be well done. Oh my god.
Do you watch Attack on Titan?
I do watch Attack on Titan, yeah.
So not like Armin.
No. Oh god. If you're an Attack on Titan fan, I'm sorry. That's a rough one. But man, oh god. All right. Well, okay. Now I know. Now I know the basis where Tyler sits at. It's not okay. I got you. That's not as egregious. I thought we were gonna be sitting on this, and then we were gonna get a ton of comments and being like, "Wow, Tyler, I can't believe you love like a just absolutely blackened pizza. That's awesome." You know, like
who doesn't know how to eat pizza.
Yeah,
I hate comments right now.
Somebody would be like, "Are you sure this is still pizza?" You know, like that's the question I would have. But I think you cleared it up. So don't be mean to Tyler in the comments. That's all I'm saying. Next question I have for you guys is, if you guys were to have a dream collaboration on an up and coming song you guys would like to do, who would be on this track? The question is going to actually get broken up into two answers. The first is going to be more reasonable if you like wink, wink, nudge, nudge someone you've wanted to kind of, have a feature on, but you haven't formally asked. I feel like this is a great time to ask. And then the second part of that is we're manifesting it. Like if no holds bar, you could ask anyone to be on the track. Who would you pick?
No holds barred. I'm going Noah Sebastian.
Ooh, that's a good choice. Yeah.
If for how we could land him. Freaking. The more reasonable thing that I would love, I think it'd be sick. Probably Iker from Set for Tomorrow. His vocals are freaking sick, and I think him and Cam could layer super well on a track.
I'm about it.
I was gonna say JD from my side, but I already did that.
You did that another project.
Oh god, I really, honestly, for the longest time, probably Chris from like Moss the Flames.
Oh,
just like the energy from his catalog of different type of scream tones, it would match well with the type of energy we do in our instrumentals. And then what was the second, like,
reasonable one? Like if you know somebody, you low key want to ask them real quick.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Justin's got it.
Justin Smith, also known as Jolly Cypher from Buffalo. He's been on tour with as a fill-in for Until I Wake.
Oh, okay.
He's a rapper. His screams are insane. His singing voice, his energy.
He's a jack of all trades.
He was filling in for my old band for a little bit. I want a song with him at some point, and I'll make it. I'll see him tomorrow. I'll ask him.
You're gonna have him watch.
I'm gonna bring my laptop and microphone, and be like, okay, before you go on stage, here you go. I got some words for you.
There you go.
You got to do this. Yeah. Oh my God, that'd be sick. Well, listen, guys. First and foremost, you have to check out. I'm gonna try to pronounce it. It's Perelandra.
Yes,
I got it. Okay, cool, awesome. You could check.
Minutes of conversation beforehand worked out.
Oh my God, that's all I needed. You guys can check the links below. Go give them a follow first, and then I need you to tag every one of these groups that we just talked about, and then you type the word collab ? And then you post this on your Instagram story, and then it just happens. It just happens. Like it just like Noah Sebastian picks up his phone. He's like, all right, you did it. Okay, cool.
He calls us, yeah, that's how.
Yeah, he calls you guys. Yeah, exactly. So if you wanna get the ball moving on that, I mean, that'd be really sick. That's all I'm saying. We're putting it out there. What's the worst they could say? No. I mean, right?
You just keep saying it.
Just keep saying it. It's got to be true.
You just keep asking.
Yeah, you just keep asking for it until they're just like, hey, listen, we're not doing it. But that won't happen because it will actually happen. It will happen. So go do it. Go post it on your story.
I got to the point where Noah Sebastian blocked me for like a flex. I feel like it's a flex, right? Like, all right, he noticed me. Like, maybe he checked out a song.
He's like, actually, I like this stuff. I'm gonna ask him.
Block him real quick.
He'd be like, oh yeah, okay, no problem, got you. Let's do it. I'll come through the studio. So, all right, well, guys, listen, that would be really sick. So, just remember, if you do it, then you made it happen. You helped further move it along, and that's like crazy. So then you can be like, hey, listen, you're like, hey, I made it happen. So I believe in you guys. That's all I'm going to tell you. So the next question I have for you guys is my personal favorite. I'm a huge nerd, so I love asking it. If you guys could be a video game character, who would you be? This is how I know you guys are gamers, because you took a second to hard pause. And I know that is a sign of a true gamer, because they really you have to really think about it. So kudos to you guys.
I would say Red, because then I would never have to talk to people. I can just reply with with ...
Let's go. I love that.
This is kind of a weird answer, but like, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. If I could be Tony Hawk, like, I could skateboard. Like I'd be able to skateboard. That'd make me pretty freaking happy.
And you would be Tony Hawk.
Right. Like, he's arguably the coolest person on the planet. So
that's true.
He went on stage and performed his Goldfinger.
What?
Yeah. He did. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
awesome. Yeah. There's a couple clips of him, like, he just like John was just like, hey, so we have Tony Hawk here. He's going to come out and sing a song. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, okay. Tony Hawk? The guy that makes the skateboards?
I think another, like, kind of weirder answer would be, did you ever play the Spyro games?
Oh, of course.
I wish I could be Spyro, just because, like, I remember the aesthetic of the game. The world was so, like, pretty and nice to, like, be in. Like, that would be pretty cool. I got some weird answers, but it's fine.
No. Spyro's goated. I love that answer. Tony Hawk may have been a little weird, but I respect it. I respect it because, like, listen, you're Tony Hawk, and you can skateboard. I mean, come on. I mean, I can't fucking skateboard, so. Oh, you can what, Justin?
All I can do is ride the board.
You're better than I don't even think I could do that. I just look at it and maybe a little bit, but I will also agree. I love Tyler's answer. I have literally a ton of Pokemon Funko figures all over my desk, and nice, you have the Ghastly tattoo. Respect. I literally put like more shelving up behind my computer that holds more stuff. So, your boy's a nerd. That's all I'm gonna say. You should already know that by now. The aesthetic, gives it away. But yeah, I'm about it. I'll never stop asking this question. So
you can go from here and stop there.
He's
whole
like
thing.
Era.
Whole thing, all of it, yeah. And probably over here behind me, it's everywhere. It's everywhere within my room. I have covered my space with all thing nerd stuff. So, shout out.
It was easy to answer that too because I only played Pokemon and Naruto games.
For a second, I thought he was going to say Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, that's a good one.
For a second,
he is the edgelord.
Games.
Shadow the Edgehog.
Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah.
Oh,
he's not edgy. He just is edging.
It's just got PG-13.
Oh my god! We can't be talking about that shit here. But I love that. Anyway, next question, guys. If you were to compile a dream tour lineup, including your band, who would be on this lineup?
Iceland Kills, Silent Planet, like Moss to Flames.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah, pretty close, or pretty similar. Iceland Kills, Motionless in White, Bad Omens. That'd be it.
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah.
Say Us. But with Cove. No hate to Anthony Green, but I just love Cove. The White Album's my album of all time.
That's my guy right there. Tyler's my guy. That is my favorite Seosin album of all time. That is one of my favorite albums of all time, just in general. But
no skips.
No skips. I'm pumped. I'm going out to Vegas to see When We Were Young, and they're doing the self-titled from front to back.
Doing it?
They are, yeah. That's what I think it might, and I don't know. I can't confirm or deny, but like I'm pretty sure Cove is doing it this year.
Yeah, he just saw them in Japan, so I don't know why they wouldn't.
So I think it is a very high possibility we will get the Cove. I'll finally get to see it because I never got to see it. I was like a little beyond scene time, so I didn't get to see it. But I'm hoping to make the redemption arc here. This, in 2024 is my redemption arc to go see it. So I'm pumped. So Tyler, come out to Vegas. Let's go.
I was supposed to go to the first one. Like I waited like 3 hours in the waiting screen or whatever, the queue, and I finally got a ticket. And then all my friends that we like made a group chat to go, they started seeing the post like how it's a scam, so they all backed out. And I was like, okay. So then I sold my ticket.
Oh no! Oh man! If you only knew, right? If you had the first year tickets, it would have been nuts. But yeah, I'm pretty. Don't worry. If I can get some clips for you, Tyler, if you don't make it, I'm just gonna send it to you. I'm gonna be like,
if they play "It's Far Better to Learn," just make sure if you take a video, sing the words for the chorus. Where is my body wash? Every time you hear it now, that's what you're going to hear. Where is my body wash?
I'm not gonna be on to hear that now. Oh no!
Next time you listen.
Oh, I listen to it a lot. That's why I'm like, oh, you're right. Oh no, I can. Oh no, now I won't be able to unhear it. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that. Now I'm gonna put soap in my eyes or something.
You'll still be able to hear it.
I'm gonna. Listen, I'm gonna do something to me, so that's all that matters. I need to feel pain, and that is what's gonna have to happen. So thank you, Tyler, for that. I'm gonna go cry now. The next question I have for you guys is, what is your favorite TV show, favorite movie?
Favorite movie, like just for the nostalgic aspect, is Free Willy. Or Fox and the Hound. That's just like childhood, but
I respect it. Okay.
I don't like a lot of movies. Well, I do, but I can't name a favorite movie, so I'll stick with those two. Favorite TV show, probably Naruto Shippuden or Attack on Titan. If that counts.
Those count. Of course they count. Yeah.
Or if we're not doing anime, Seinfeld. I watch Seinfeld. That's about it.
Seinfeld's my favorite anime. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Imagine.
Just Kramer busting through the door like
yeah. Somebody should do that. That's all I'm saying. Somebody should just make that happen. Make that a thing.
I think my favorite show, it's got to be The Office. I could watch that anytime. You know, like it never gets old. Jokes are never not
It's
funny. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
For movies, that's a tough one. I've seen a lot, but I'm really big into the Marvel movies. It's hard to pick one, but if I had to, Captain America: The Winter Soldier is definitely up there for me.
Ooh, okay.
The new not the Into the Spider-Verse, but the No Way Home movie was really good. But watching it back, like it's kind of tough to watch back. I don't know. It's like once you see it like the first time, it kind of doesn't hit the same afterwards. But
That's true. Yeah.
But it was great. It was like probably the best like first time view experience I've ever had. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I'm a Marvel guy. Like any Marvel movie, even the ones people say is bad, I'll find a reason to like it.
I thought of a movie, The Crow, mainly because of the soundtrack. Soundtrack for The Crow is really good.
Pretty sure that's Scott's favorite movie as well, our bassist.
Shout out Scott.
People die. Yep.
I will agree with Justin. I feel like the No Way Home. Yeah, it's No Way Home. Like I feel like it doesn't hit the same. Like I saw it in theaters and everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, dude.
Like crazy. And then I watched it. Probably like maybe last year or something again because I was like, "Oh, I should rewatch this again just for shits." And I watched it and I was like, this is cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's a cool moment. I still think it makes the movie like that much more enjoyable. But I will agree, there is like that magic that's lost with like seeing it, and you're like, you already know it's coming because like that's the way it's set up. It's kind of the same thing that I feel like with Infinity War, like watching it, and you're like, we watched it in theaters, and then you had to wait like years until the next movie.
You had to be stuck with the fact that half the heroes were gone. You're like, what are they gonna do? Like, like, yeah, man. Like, Marvel does have a great way of like those first time viewing experiences, but then like a lot of them don't really have that rewatchability. But there are those gems that just like you could throw on. Like for me, it's Winter Soldier. Like I could watch that one whenever. I love the dynamic between Cap and Bucky, like it, and I to this day I feel like they didn't focus enough on Bucky throughout the entire Infinity.
Sure.
Like, but anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'm gonna not go on a Marvel rant because we'll be here another half hour.
That's all right. Listen, I already said it. I'm a nerd, so I'll continue that rant for as long as I feel like it's good for. But no, I agree. I will say I've kind of fallen off with Marvel movies. I haven't seen probably anything from the newest phase yet. So I've kind of just like skipped out. It's not because I don't like seeing those movies. It just, I don't know, just doesn't. First of all, I don't have the time to watch these movies. It's a lot of movies. So I'm just like, I just don't have time to sit in a theater and watch it. But maybe someday I'll come around to watching them. So who knows?
The more you fall behind, the harder it gets, man.
Yeah. That is true. It does become more rough as the movies that I don't watch start to bunch up. So I don't know. They put out like TV shows, they put out movies. Like there's just so much stuff to like get into. It's crazy. So if you have a suggestion for which one I should watch in the phase, let me know. Same with you, Justin. Let me know if there's any of the newer movies that you've seen that you're like, yeah, you need to see this one. Is there anyone that comes to mind from the new phase that you're like, yeah, that was a good one?
I mean, there's like the second Doctor Strange is good.
Yeah, I did see that one. Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking like, no, not yet.
Not yet. I got you. Okay, I'm glad I'm good.
is the next movie, I think.
Yeah.
So that one.
Yeah, I almost always will spend my time to go see a Deadpool movie. I love Ryan Reynolds. He's such a great Deadpool. So big salutes.
It's gonna be canon with the timeline now with the third one. So that's they're integrating Deadpool and all that now, which is pretty.
I'm about it.
Yes.
I'm about it. Okay, they're gonna get me back on the horse again. I'm about it. Okay, there we go. Well, the next question I have for you guys is, if you were trapped on a desert island for the next month and there was one album where you could bring with you to listen to, what album would it be?
He already said his, I'm sure.
Sin, self-titled White.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. That or Safe is just a shadow from Ice Nine.
Ooh, that's also a great one. Okay.
For me, it's Every Trick in the Book from Ice Nine. So similar, same band, but different album.
You guys are gonna have shared islands, you know.
We already live together, so like we kind of going on.
You guys are on an island together. That's great. The next question I have for you guys is, what is one song? Obviously, I know you have Searching for Separation out now, which you guys can all check out. Links in the description. But is there a song that you feel like is underrated in your catalog that you wish got a little bit more love?
It's a little tough because, like, I mean it. Like every song's gotten pretty good reception, which is awesome. Like, we're all very grateful for that. Like, to not have a miss in a sense of stream count, I guess. But as far as like what the song I think is definitely the most underrated, that I really don't want people to forget about, especially as we keep releasing music and stuff, because we only have 7 songs out right now, so it's kind of small, but I really don't want people to forget Back Down to Nothing no matter what comes out, because for me, like, that song is just, when I listen to it personally, like, it is a perfect song for me, and just like I hope the feeling that people got with it when we first released it, I hope that sticks for as long as we are releasing music, because it's I love it.
Yeah, in the same sense of his reasoning, for me, it's Taste of Betrayal. It's just my favorite off the EP, and plus Jake's vocal features, sick, from Aphasia.
Yes, Jake's was a sick feature. I love Jake's. Shout outs. Very, very cool. Aphasia too, as well. I did say it right now, Ryan. There you go. You did it. I should just cut that vocal part out and put it in your interview.
There you go.
I can't do it retroactively, but I said it right now. You know,
for the next one, if you mess up, you got this to fall back on.
When I have them on again, I'll just cut out my vocal part from this and then just step it in. I love that. But the last question, guys, which is probably the biggest question that I typically end off all my interviews with. If you guys love this group, which I hope you do, because I love them now, so you should go love them. All the links in the description. But wanted to know, guys, why do you like or love, or why is music your passion? Because I feel like throughout listening to Searching for Separation, I was like, these guys fucking love doing this. There's just something about it that I like inherently played it, and I was just like, you could feel it. Like, you know, like there's this inherent like feeling that I got that was just like, they really enjoy making this music, and like I don't know them, but like I could automatically kind of get that sort of feeling of like this is something that they just really put a lot of heart and soul into. So I wanted to know why you guys do it, why it's important, and you know why it kind of fills your cup in terms of being passionate about making music.
For me, it's like I always have a hard time trying to like understand my feelings and how I feel. So listening to music helps me like find the relation of like, okay, like I can relate to things, and it helps me get through stuff. So I wanted to kind of create something that, you know, maybe I can connect to somebody and help them figuring out their situation, whatever they're going through. So just giving something for people to feel and relate to. I love doing that. I just love creating. If I didn't do that, I would be sitting in my room, laying in my bed, looking at my ceiling. So.
Felt, yeah.
Yeah, like, Going kind of off of what he said, it's pretty similar. It's like for a long time growing up, and especially like those early adult years when you're just trying to figure stuff out, like 17, 18, 19, I just felt pretty directionless and didn't, it was hard to kind of wake up and like find purpose, you know, like why am I here? What's the reasoning for me being here aside from being like a contributing factor to society, right? And this changed all of that for me. Like it gave me an outlet to express with being with me and Andrew being the main two who write the lyrics. Like it's a way to express how I feel and the things that I've gone through. And that's really what Searching for Separation is. It's just kind of a way to lay everything that I've dealt with going through like those tough middle school years and high school years to those early adult years, and just like not really having that purpose or constantly dealing with people who are in and out and not stable, not having anything stable around you, and just being able to have this group which has been stable and has been awesome. And is just like the big thing too is him being my cousin. Like we're family. We're both 3 years old. He's 3 months older than me. Our moms were like this, so like we grew up together. We've lived with each other probably half of our lives. So it's more brothers than cousins, and like to be able to have that combined with just 4 other guys who freaking love this and want to just let their emotions out on stage or in a song, and it means the world to me. And I wouldn't trade this for the world. Like if this is like the highest we ever got, I'd be eternally grateful, because this is something I can show my kids one day, you know, and be like, you know, your dad did this. And that's the kind of things that I think about. And I'm just very grateful for what this band's given me in my life the past couple of years.
Yeah, I feel a lot of sentiments to that, because that's kind of like why I started interviewing bands. Like I think for me, it's like I've always been really curious on how groups start, how bands start out. Like I think everybody has that overarching question of like, oh my God, how'd you start your band? That's crazy. Like, but I also feel like very similarly to you, Justin, like, my formative years were not great. I dealt with a lot of personal battles and stuff like that. And, I think often a lot of people that deal with that sort of issue wind up coming into like the alternative and metal scene, because they are seemed as welcomed here because everybody's a bunch of misfits, and I think that's like, to me, why I want to be able to highlight some bands that are big, small, whatever, like doesn't matter to me, because I think as long as it's making an impact or a difference in someone else's life, they're like gonna find out about your band and check out your EP and be like, "Oh my God, like this band's really sick. Like, this got me through like a tough time in my life." Like that is, to me, like the ultimate goal of like why I do this, is like to have other people kind of connect with your group and understand like you guys are writing about things that are really serious to you, and like obviously you want to be able to like, share those experiences and share that that community aspect with other people. And so I love that, and that's something that I will always try to highlight as much as possible. So very, very sick, and kudos to you guys for spending the evening with me. The last thing that I have for you is, of course, the biggest thing. Tell them where they can find your band at, what you guys have coming up in the new year, and anything else you'd like to plug about your band.
All right. Well, you can find us on pretty much every social media platform. Just type in Perelandra Official. We'll pop up. Same thing with YouTube. Same, search up Perelandra on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you stream music. Check out our EP. Really, like, we all put our all into this, and I mean, everybody who makes music does that. But like, it's unbiasedly, like it's good music. Like if I wasn't in the band, like I would listen to it. If you're into metalcore, if you like that old nostalgic feel, with a modern twist. Like, check it out. Give it a spin. If it's for you, great. If not, no sweat, right? Like, music.
It's gonna be for you. It's gonna be for you. You know it.
Oh, he's pressured.
I like listen.
That.
Listen. I gotta lay the hammer down. You know.
But we're looking to get touring a little bit this next year. We're looking to hopefully hit a lot of areas on the East Coast.
Woo.
So everybody who is watching this, if you do listen to the record and you like the sound, and you're on the East Coast, hit us up on social media. We're always pretty responsive on that stuff with talking to people. Like, if you're interested in, when we're coming through your area, like, we have no problem kind of giving little insight, because I mean, we're a small band. We just want to make connections and meet people and travel this country and eventually the world, hopefully, playing music. That's just what it's all about. But yeah, that's it.
There we go. Well.
And
go ahead.
We will be writing new music in 2024 as well.
Let's go. Awesome. Well, listen, I don't think people would have enough time I mean, they will have enough time to listen to this EP, but you should just go listen to it anyway, because, whether you're watching this at the end of the year or you're watching this at whatever point, you should just go give this EP a listen. Searching for Separation is a great record. You might as well. I think you're going to love it. That's my personal recommendation. I'm going to give it the highest merits. Like, if you love like Electric Callboy, if you love like Old Asking, if you love Born of Osiris, if you love Old Icy Stars, do you like Wage War? You're gonna get some Wage War vibes in there. Like
any band,
any band that, if you have ever listened to music, you're gonna love this band. No, I genuinely really, really do love this EP. I'm excited to give it more love later on, but definitely go check it out. Also, check the links in the description if you have not checked out Perelandra. You can check them down in the description. Huge shout outs to Ryan again. Love that dude. Big ups to the man. He's the sickest.
Love you, Ryan.
My favorite sad boy.
He is my favorite. He is also my favorite sad boy as well. So if you like sad boys, you can give your boy here a subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That'd be really sick. My goal for this year is to hit more than 5K. So if you can help me get there, that'd be sick. Thank you very much. And huge thanks to Perelandra for coming on tonight and chatting with me.
Dude, thank you for having us. Really, it means the world.